On August 14, 1931, B.R. Ambedkar said to Gandhi in a meeting at Mani Bhavan in Bombay, Gandhiji, I have no homeland. How can I call this land my own homeland and this religion my own, wherein we are treated worse than cats and dogs, wherein we cannot get water to drink? The Independence Day issue of Outlook looks at Dalit movements across the country. In that, the issue analyzes what freedom means for Dalits in our country. Outlook collaborated with scholar Suraj Yengde to put together the issue. Chronicling the Dalit Panthers by scholar Suraj Yengde. The year is 2023, and we are elaborating on the concepts of freedom and independence. The one sponsored by the state defines it as a moment of arriving, the period, Kali Yug, of the Amrit, nectar kind. This is defined in all government advertisements and celebrations. This practice is not unique to the present government. Every 25 years, the citizens of the Republic are called to stand up for their nation. The logos of the patriotic celebration changes. The rest remains pretty much sacred. Any intervention to that settled narrative is costing people and earning them the label of villainous actors of treachery and harm. As a nation, we started off bankrupt and empty-handed. Such is the story we needed to tell, and we told it promptly. Then came the blame game. The obvious target was white British man. Whiteness was the first identity that the colonial regime injected into the diverse caste of many nations. This inadvertently provided a form of cultural unity to the dangerous cleavages of the pre-colonial divided society. The colonial administration governed with relative ease in India, thanks to the hierarchies of society divided by caste, religion, and language. The only difficulties the white man and his woman and children had were the equatorial heat, endemics, diseases, and spicy food, not the one they came here hunting for. The common enemy ideal is set in popular culture, academic textbooks, national lore, and the nation's objectives. Once set, it is propagandized amongst the citizens and they commit to the nation. In doing this, the citizens make a pact with the past. This, in turn, keeps haunting the new republic that doesn't offer a refuge to the models of the future and commitments to modernity. Citizens are enamored with the past because it offers them a venue to vent their frustration. They remain there and cuss out their contemporary life by blaming the past. The state finds this narrative appealing because it is unable to offer any justifications for the newfound independence of the country. When the hungry masses demand food and shelter and the state is unable to provide it, then nationalistic zeal is alternated between hunger and national symbols, flags, cows, religion, culture, and so on. The subaltern mass still adhere to the state narrative by giving it a chance. The second time, it is not heavily invested in the relics of the historic cliches as it was in the last time. Over time, and a couple of generations later, the mass demands accountability from the state. To avert this attention, the state comes down heavier. It now calls its own citizens terrorists of the society. They are accused of declaring an act of disgruntled mass treason. The mass is foisted upon with the might of the law and favors the ruling class. With the power of the legislature, the executive is called to serve the taxpayers with force and violence. The third time, the mass choose alternative methods to seek justice. They organize and hit the streets to show their power. The government operates like a bully in disguise, unable to attend to the necessities of the masses and their desires. They fail to develop new strategies to divert attention. Media is resorted to in order to create fake narratives and give the masses emotional fodder than jobs. The state calls its citizens lords, naxals, or vandals. The frustration of the poor and downtrodden is seen through a clear prism. The oppression in society and by the state machinery demands scrutiny. Each state has its own dirty secrets that are hidden. The deep state phenomena works through a chain of conspiracies, but the script of squeezing the last drop of sweat of the people for their labor and creating a surplus to bail out the rich continues. The outcasts suspect the state as they continue to be bullied, raped, and murdered. The state is called to action. Pressure is mounted on the state as well as the social actors, in cahoots with power players. A panther is born to find justice on its own. It is very powerful and it knows, but it is also someone who prefers to wait for the right time.